It's really hot in here. I think I'm sweating. If I'm sweating, it's not because I'm like really tired out from making a YouTube video. It's because there's like 2 lights on me. 2 lights, which is like basically sun tanning in one of those like sun tub things, which are actually really dangerous for you. So I might die of this, which would be a sad way to go. How's it going, YouTube? Today I'm back with another video, and today we have a Q&A. That rhymes, I know, lyrical genius. But yeah, I asked you guys to ask me on Twitter for some questions, and here are your questions. Here are my answers. Sorry if I didn't answer yours. So the first question is from Missy, and they say, would you rather be a sloth human or a human sloth? So I'd rather be I don't know. That's actually quite weird. How does that even make sense? So is it like the features of a human, but you're a sloth? Or are you a human, but you're like got the features of a sloth? I don't know. That's really confusing. But I'm gonna say human sloth? I don't know. I don't actually know, but no. This has really confused me. I'm sorry, but I don't think I can answer that. It's just too confusing. I don't think it really makes much sense, because you can't really be a human sloth. You can just be a sloth. So if it was a human or a sloth, probably choose human. But if it was a sloth or a raccoon, dunno. Never know, unless it's a Monday. The next question is from Ava, and she says, a favourite Netflix series? I'm too poor. I'm too poor for Netflix. So the next question is actually from Yara is a penguin. So if that's actually true, and you are actually a penguin, that is quite original. You know, you are quite an original penguin, because not only can you write a tweet, but you can also add a hashtag. So that is quite original. That's my first penguin speaking subscriber. So thank you, Yara. But they say, what is the weirdest thing that ever happened to you? So I've got one, okay? So basically, I'm gonna set out the whole story. It's gonna be quite boring for a little while. So I was with my mate Liam, and we were going to the cinema to watch Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I think it was like the newest Planet of the Apes. So we went to the Odeon, which is no like shout out by the way. I'm not sponsored by them, I'm not getting paid by them, so that's a free promotion to them. And we went to the Odeon. We went at the back, because you know the back of the cinema, let's just say this, is the best area of the cinema. You just get to see the whole screen. And yes, we went to the back and we sat down, ate my popcorn, and then about 10 minutes later, like the film was already starting, then this guy just walks up the stairs all the way to us. And this was like quite an empty cinema, to be fair. It was about 16 people out of like 200 seats, or like 100 seats. And he decides he'll sit next to us. So I was there and he sat next to me. So imagine if I'm here, he was there. And I was like, okay, this is a bit weird, you know, even if you've ordered that seat, you could have just sat anywhere else, but he didn't, so he just sat there, and I was just a bit weird about it. I was just like, okay, that's fair enough. So I continued watching the film about apes, and we continued for about half an hour. It was a really long film, by the way. It was about 2 hours and a half, and then he started like being a bit weird. He started getting closer, and you know, actually, I've got to change the story, because he was actually 2 seats next to me, so it was a bit less weird. But he actually moved to the seat next to me. He moved to the seat next to me, and I was like, this is a bit weird now, but I'm just gonna accept it. And then he started getting closer. Like, if you're sitting on one end of the seat, he went like that. And for most of the film, I felt quite like uncomfortable. And then at the end, he touched me and he said, not anywhere weird, just on the arm. And he was like, that was a good film. I was like, yeah. And then I think he realised it wasn't his family, because he looked at me really like uncomfortable and awkward, and he was like, okay. I don't think he even said okay. And then he got up and went to see his family in the 2 rows in front of me. I was actually scared for my life. I thought he was gonna have a van outside, I was gonna get in the van, and you never know what would happen next. But instead, he just thought I was family, which is okay, but still, it's a bit weird. It is a bit weird. So yeah, that was the longest story I've ever said. But yeah, weirdest moment for sure. That's really odd. The next question is from Kayla, and she's actually got the coolest Twitter name ever, because it's in a different font. I don't know how she did this, but it's in a different font. So last, we had a penguin. We had a speaking penguin. We now have the next level, a new font on Twitter. This is insane. You guys are just like so original. So she said, will you go out with me? I will. I've already married like 2 people on these Q&As, but now, 3rd person, I'm sorry, but I just like having more than one wife. So yeah, now I've got a cheeky little girlfriend on the side. Side bae. The next question is from KCB and they say, how do you react to hate? So I actually have got a little bit of hate over the years, you know, over my many years of doing bad YouTube videos, and they're actually really funny most of the time. Like, they actually are quite funny. Like, some of the insults I do actually find like quite funny, because most of them, they're like, oh, you look like a monkey, and I'm like, that's actually quite good. I'll give them that. And most of the time it is actually boys, to be fair. I've never been hated on by a girl, so that shows a lot about genders. But yeah, most of the time they're quite funny, especially if they can't spell, because you're like, learn how to spell before you insult me, please. Please. I'm just going to get hated on now, aren't I? That was risky, but keep them coming, because the banter is funny. It's very funny. The next question is from Jasmine, and she says, what do you do for a living? I make YouTube videos. No, I don't make anything from YouTube. I could probably buy a Freddo. And Max. I could probably buy a Freddo. Just saying, I'm just a big spender, and I could buy a Freddo for 30p. But yeah, I don't do anything for a living. Well, if you mean like working, I go to school, and yeah, I'll see how that turns out. So the next question is from Jess, and she says, favourite place to visit? Okay, just gonna throw it out here. It's the fridge. It's just got everything you need. It's got everything you need. The next question is from Dean, and he says, what was your worst haircut and why? So basically, this actually made an appearance on one of my YouTube videos. I basically turned into a skinhead. So if you don't know what a skinhead is, it's basically, you're mainly bald with a little hair on top. So here is the actual picture of that haircut. It was awful. Basically what happened was I went to their barbers and I was like, okay, this is a new person. I'm just gonna get it really short. And they were like, is that short enough? And I was like, no. And I did it for about 5 times. And then I got home and realised I was nearly bald. The next question is from George Skidmore, and he says, who's your best friend? Not you. Only joking, I don't even know who you are. So guys, that is the end of the video. I am sweating from the lights, but if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a thumbs up. If you hated it though, then please leave a massive thumbs down to tell me that you hate me. And yeah, I'll see you next time. And sorry that I didn't answer some of your questions.